We are still following the two developing stories out of Huntington from overnight, too. Two men have died in what police are calling unrelated shootings. One of them happening on 8th Avenue near 13th Street. The second just an hour later on Jackson Avenue near West 10th Street. Now, that first shooting that happened on 8th Avenue, that was around 10 last night. Police say Eugene Walmsley's body was found in a grassy area outside a house. He was 33 years old. Police say they have a suspect in his killing, but so far no one's been arrested. We do know a man and a woman were later stopped at a gas station in South Point, Ohio for driving suspiciously and in a vehicle similar to the description of the one associated with that killing. They were questioned, but so far they have not been charged with anything, nor have their names been announced. Now, the victim's name and other details are still coming out even today. And then just an hour after that happened, a 19-year-old was shot to death outside his home on Jackson Avenue. Garrett Ray Hatton is his name. He was the one killed. News Channel 3's Dan Griffin is following all of this. He now joins us live from downtown Huntington with the latest.
Well, it is a lot of information. A press conference here at Huntington Police Department actually just wrapped up a few minutes ago. That's where they released the name of that man involved in the first shooting over there on 8th Avenue as Eugene Scott Walmsley. They say he is from Michigan. They also say he does have a past, though not serious, with the crimes here in the Huntington area. Now, they say that they are still doing a background check on him to figure out what he was doing here in the first place. They also say that witness statements were fairly limited in that shooting. They do say, though, that he went by the nickname of Remy and may have had two brothers here in the Huntington area that were involved in shootings as victims themselves. Moving forward to that other shooting over there on Jackson Avenue, we learned that two vehicles were confiscated involved in that investigation. Now, they tell us that they are still looking into that. They haven't had a chance to process those vehicles. What we do know right now is that that gentleman, that Garrett Hatton, actually suffered an upper body wound in that shooting there. Police tell us that there may have been a fight over drugs before this all happened. Now, what we know right now is that the fight, involved 5 to 7 people. They do say, though, that this house really hasn't been a problem before. Earlier this afternoon, I talked to some neighbors in that area. Take a listen to what they had to say about this whole situation.
Garrett was a really good kid at heart, and he'd always do anything he could to help anybody out. He was there with his mom and his little brother. He'd been around, he just graduated high school. He did everything he could. Like I said, he'd do anything you ask him to help you out. He was a really good kid at heart, like I said.
Now, police say the suspects left that shooting in a maroon SUV, which they found outside of the Huntington city limits early this morning around the Norwood Road area. Now, we're still trying to figure out all of this information and how these shootings even happened in the first place. We will continue to follow this story for you. We're expecting to have more information about the suspects involved in all of this later tonight. We'll bring you that tonight, starting on First at 5. But for now, reporting live here in Huntington, Dan Griffin, WSAZ News Channel 3.
Dan, thanks for the notes on that. Also, Dan's been posting on WSAZ.com as he's learned new information through the day. You'll see more this afternoon.